Sup guys, you know who it is. Introducing Final Fantasy VI MagiTek Edition. Alright, so MagiTek Edition is a work in progress that I'm working on, of course. And it's actually my own mod, but it's not a gameplay mod or a difficulty hack or anything like that. It is purely dialogue. It was originally my intention to get this dialogue placed in Brave New World, even if it's just my own personal version, you know, not necessarily the version accepted by BTB, but, you know, shit happens. Anyway, basically it's such a pain in the ass to edit anything in Brave New World through the FF6 editor because of complications, let's put it that way. So this is the vanilla version with a dialogue change, and I'm only a portion of the way through it. I've only gone all the way up till the 3 scenarios, so I'm basically just going to demonstrate that, and hopefully you guys can give me some feedback on those changes. Do you like it? Do you hate it? What would you change? And I'm just going to change and flesh out the script, basically. Now this sequence I basically left alone all the way up into the last segment. The dreaded destructive force known as magic. Can it be that those in power are on the verge of repeating history and dooming us all? I never liked that repeating a senseless and deadly mistake. I thought that was just... I never cared for that. This translation is going to be very humor heavy. There's going to be some errors on the way that I scripted the dialogue in terms of text boxes, which, you know, I can always fix later. Expect me to be talking a lot. Narsh is just up ahead. I found absolutely no reason why... Oh, hold on. Wait, without me. There we go. There's absolutely no reason why you can't just say Narsh. Why did they just say the city's up ahead? Or there's the city is the original version. What city? The city is obviously Narsh. Yeah, the name was never revealed at this point, but there's no specific reason why Narsh, the name, could not be used, so I added that. I decided to make it a little more... I basically localized it. I made it more akin to our ears, to our society, how we would speak. And yes, these are soldiers, but soldiers are humans too, and if you look at later Final Fantasies, like 7 and 8 especially, you see dialogue fitting more of this, so... Dude, can you really believe that those chumps found an Esper? Holy shit. Still intact even 1,000 years after the War of the Magi. Incredible. I wonder if that thing is still breathing. Probably, considering that they sent us here so fast. I didn't even have time to pack a burrito! Talk about urgent orders. This is a clear reference to Wedge from Final Fantasy VII, who was very food obsessed. This is one of the few segments of the dialogue I changed where it's possible I may have forced the humor a little bit too much, but I'll let you guys be the judge of that. Can't believe I got sent on assignment with you. All you ever think about is food. How do you even fit into that unit? Get your head in the game, or else Commander Barrett will court-martial us. Another 7 reference. Yes, sir! Oh man, why couldn't they have sent Jesse here instead? Anyway, they also yeah, that was supposed to be also. There's a typo there. Be prepared for that. Anyway, they also sent us this witch. She fried 50 of our Magitek armored units practically in her sleep. Tell me that doesn't scare the piss right out of you. Out here, if the piss was scared right out of me, it'd freeze in midair. Trust me, I've tested it. More importantly, the slave crown on her head robs her of all conscious thought. So, since she's a mindless puppet, she'll do as she's told. I had her make me a burrito a couple of days ago. Let's just fucking go already. Aye, aye, sir. We'll storm through from the east. Move out! I was in charge the last time I checked. So yeah, I spice up the humor a bit. It really humanizes these characters. That's something I aim to do, is to try to humanize the NPCs as much as possible. With more than just giving them names. I want to give them more realistic dialogue, if I'm making sense. So I'm doing this a little nervously. I'm low on sleep, so I don't know if I'll be able to articulate all my thoughts as accurately as I would like to. And I've also had some not so great feedback from a few people in the Brave New World community about my dialogue changes. So that kind of put me in a rut. So I'm hoping I can get some motivation back, because this is a project that I was really excited for and I kind of put on hold. Hopefully a little feedback, a little positive feedback preferably, might put me in some better spirits. The dialogue base is the Ted Woolsey Uncensored hack, which, is, if I understand correctly, uses the GBA version as a base, which I've yet to play. So effectively this project's going to be 1/3 the Ted Woolsey hack, 1/3 my additions, and 1/3 the best of Brave New World, basically. I've never done fan translating before, or localization, I should say, localizing. But I like to think I have a relatively extended vocabulary, and I like to think that I am relatively good at writing. Ever since I was a kid, I used to write my own little fanfiction stories, and I usually did very well with reading and essays, etc., etc. So I like to think I can do something with this. It's cold as hell here. Let's finish this up and go home for some hot soup. Let's move it. Wedge talks about food, as I've indicated. This is one of my favorite lines right here. When you walk backwards. Where the hell do you think you're going? Hey Biggs, is the slave crown broken or something? Don't even joke about that. Not gonna bother changing the... Actually, let's do that real quick. 8, 1... memory. Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. Now, the first thing you'll notice about this version is that there are titles: Sorceress, Imperial Soldier, Imperial Soldier. Edgar has Machinist. I'm reiterating everything I said in my last 2 versions of this section, so, yeah. We don't need to say more. Like I said, mechanically this game is 1-to-1 from the vanilla version, so... If you've seen my Brave New World video, or if you've seen any other Brave New World videos, or if you've played the hack itself, or if you've played any other hacks, and after some time you're just like, fuck it, I just want to play the regular game, goddammit. I don't care about any of these additions. You know, for whatever reason, I don't mean to be offensive, if you're a purist, that's fine, and you love the original game, this is perfectly fine, because mechanically speaking, it is exactly the same. Imperial machine-riding, self-important swine, you have no business here. Now, this is a major step up from what the original text was, which I don't even remember. That's another thing we have to indicate is, I've been playing this version, my own version, and I've only ever played the original version once, so it's going to be, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to forget a lot of stuff, but for those of you who've played the original version 100 times, you already know the difference. This line was actually taken directly from the Ted Woolsey Uncensored hack. The only difference was I removed something because it was redundant. Otherwise, it's the same. You know, I should have applied the CTV patch to this before I played it. Yeah. Oh shit, MagiTek armor? We're screwed. Overall, my goal was to do 3 things with the dialogue. Flesh it out more, meaning add things to it. You know, add additional dialogue that's not even there that helps shed light on the situation or that character. Put detail into already existing dialogue, which if you really want to break it down, it boils down to just adding more words, adding more bigger words. Yeah. And lastly, what was the last thing? There, and that's the last thing, to humanize them. To make them feel like they're more than just NPCs. Come on guys, Narsha's freedom depends on us. We can't let all of those previous deaths have been in vain. This is a very telling piece of dialogue that it raises the stakes, basically. You're not just killing NPCs, you're killing people who have hopes and lives and dreams, who have watched the hopes, lives, and dreams of their comrades extinguish at the hands of the Empire. And you are an advocate of that violence. Unwillingly, of course. I really wanted to add that, to flesh it out. Some of the dialogue may be intrusive. By all means, just let me know. I try not to jump too far into the realm of fanfiction, but there are a few who might disagree. Oh yeah, in this version you can dash with B, even with the MagiTek armor. Alright, pincer attack. Cool. The mines! Defend... No, originally this was just, we must defend the mines. Okay, why? Why must you defend the mines? Now, it's pretty obvious why, because they're human beings. But I like to, add that myself. The mines. Defend the mines at all cost. Our children and our children's children depend on it. I might rework that one a little bit to sound a little less corny, but, this was just hammering in everything that I just told you before. These are people. I mean, not the Megalodoths, obviously. Oh wait, I should just use Bioblast. I'm so used to not having Bioblast from Brave New World. Our spy told us that the Esper was found in this mine shaft. Normally it was something dumb like our sources. What sources? You obviously had a spy that was infiltrating Narsh to find the Esper. How else would you know? Eerie glow surrounds you. Want info about save points? Really? It's a save point. I think we can, yeah. We can infer. I also want to note, I kind of did something dumb, and I tried to rebalance the game to some degree or another. Nothing like a major overhaul like Brave New World, but I did try to change a few base stats, try to reduce the enemy formation so that I can effectively lower the encounter rate. I did a couple of minor things. I eventually gave up on it because, you know, I'm an idiot and I can't do that right. I have no experience. So if you see something that's just odd, then, you know, that happens. Out of the way, Wedge, I've got this, because Biggs is the superior officer. In my version, of course. Didn't change that at all. Editing boss text during battle is actually rather difficult and limited, so I left this one pretty... yeah. I just haven't figured out how to get around it yet. About the whelk that eats lightning for breakfast? Because it does, I mean, come on. And stores it in its shell! Taco shells, Just don't attack the shell, okay? Ah, fuck. Boom, boom. And I knew that wasn't gonna work either. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. This should do it. Yep, so far. He has about 3 MagiTek missiles worth of health. Didn't change that either. A lot of the dialogue I left as is because, in all fairness, the Ted Woolsey Uncensored hack is definitely a more than suitable hack. It is definitely adequate would be an understatement. It's not amazing or anything, but it's definitely okay. Hey, is there something the Empire hasn't told us about you? In the original text, they basically... okay, here's what they normally said. Hey, is there something you're not telling us? Of course there's something she's not telling you. Everything. She doesn't speak. She doesn't have conscious thought. She has a slave crown on her head. Of course there's everything she's not telling you. This dialogue right here specifically indicates that they were not debriefed properly, which I'm pretty sure was what the original intention was. What I believe originally happened was they were told, okay, guys, here's an Esper, here's a chick who has magic, okay? She's like Celeste, there you go. In other words, Biggs and Wedge were unaware that Terra was half Esper, as in fact, we are not aware at this point in time that she has anything to do with Espers. We're actually led to believe, for a small portion of the game, that she just has a magical connection with them, not that she's literally half Esper herself. I don't believe we technically find out that she's blood related to an Esper until Zozo. I mean, we can infer, definitely. Hell, I knew she was an Esper when I first started playing this game, because, you know, Dissidia, but... May change that fuck to something like, what the hell is going on? I want profanity because it's realistic. Let's be real. People use profanity on a daily basis for completely mundane things. But I don't want to just throw a bunch of F-bombs everywhere. And completely... make it, you know, crude. That's actually a glaring complaint a lot of people put on Brave New World's hack translation. Which may have been a little much. I don't think it was that much profanity. It was a little over the top, but not really. Now I love this sequence right here. I really put my all into Arvis. Whoa, you've arisen, and I only just removed this godforsaken thing because it is a godforsaken object, and he would obviously feel that way. Take a deep breath now, will ya? You see this blasphemous piece of scrap metal? My sources tell me that the Empire calls this a slave crown. The Empire likes to use it on anyone who refuses to be subservient. They had complete and utter control of you, using you to commit terrible acts. Do you remember how you came to wear this thing? Now I'm going to change that to, do you remember how you came to wear such a thing? I didn't edit most of Terra's dialogue, especially early on, because her dialogue is pretty frail and simple. There's really not a lot I could really do with it. I see. Fret not, young one. Your memory will return to you. In time, that is. You always have to keep that in time, that is. That no dialogue change should ever change that. ... I also didn't change any of... I changed very few, I should say, of the introductory text, because those are well done. Whoa, did you just remember your own name? I've never heard of anyone recovering this fast. It usually takes days for others to remember how to even speak. You must be a strong-willed little lady. This... I put this here because I needed a reference point. Everyone needed a reference point. How does Arvis know that remembering your name in a matter of seconds is impressive? For all we know, this happens to everyone who wears a slave crown. I gave a reference point so that basically, in my version, and I understand this is all speculation based off of completely nothing that I just made up. I just thought about it and I was like, something that completely removes your thoughts, that makes you subservient, something that this girl has been wearing for a long time. I just imagine that it would take days to even be able to remember how to speak. Because remember, you're not speaking when you're with the slave crown. So if it takes days to remember how to speak, imagine how long it would be to remember your own name. And that anyone who could do something of this caliber must be strong-willed, as she is. And Terra responds to that comment with... And that is immediately followed up with them, the Narsh guards, coming to take Terra away. And personally, I believe that scene transition has more impact by putting that in there. God damn it, Arvis, open up! Witnesses saw you shelter that Imperial whore! Give her to us, you damn traitor! She and those other soldiers... Oh, damn it, typo. Soilders. It's supposed to be soldiers. Other soldiers killed my sister! We want retribution! Again, these are people, and you just completely and utterly fucked them over. You killed somebody's sister. Yes, I made that up, but of course it happened. Okay, maybe it wasn't someone's sister, but it was definitely... These people are close to each other. They're citizens. This isn't a military base. Look, those guys want blood, and I don't have time to fully explain why. Follow me. I always forget. Can you get an elixir in this clock? I don't think so. Yes, you can. That's right. Yeah, you notice I haven't gotten to a single encounter. I'm not sure if it actually worked. Basically, what I did was I used the editor to take the formations from being likely to occur to being less likely to occur, but that only affects the formations. But if I do that to every single enemy formation in the entire game, theoretically that should lower the encounter rate in most places. I left this completely untouched from the original version, or the Ted Woolsey Uncensored hack. Yeah, I'm mostly relying on you guys to remember the text from the original version. As I said, I've only played it the one time, and I know that looks bad, considering I'm supposed to be demonstrating my dialogue changes, but I'm sorry, the Ted Woolsey Uncensored hack was so good, I will never play vanilla again. Oh, there are numbers in the original version, I forgot. Burn them all to a crisp. I like that. That's more Kefka than the original. Okay, now I added this segment right here. We will trample all those who refuse to kneel down before us. The reason I put this is because it makes it incredibly more clear what Gestal's intentions are. Now, Gestal is not like your typical tyrant. He doesn't want to rule everything for the sake of ruling. He doesn't want to rule because he wants to destroy everything or control everything. He wants to be a deity. He wants to be worshipped. He wants to be, ironically enough, or not ironically, but interestingly enough, what Kefka became. Gestal's character can be summed up by one single line of dialogue he gives. The very last piece of dialogue he ever says. And he says, and I'm paraphrasing of course, there will be no one left to worship us, there will be no one left to rule us. In other words, Gestal is not content with just killing everybody and being the last one standing, because then there's no one to kneel down and lick his boots, basically. He wants the satisfaction and the attention to be able to walk all over people. So I put, we will trample all those who refuse to kneel down before us. Because if he can't get people to kneel down and worship him as a god, his power means nothing to him. That's the, you know what I'm saying? He's a different type of ruler than you would think. His two main goals are that and to create a super race of magic, basically. He wants the luxury of being a king. He wants to be bathed in fame. What the hell took you so long? Did you rob and steal from every person on the way here, you thief? I'm not a thief, I'm a treasure hunter. I left this one the same from the original version, and I changed it from what they changed it from the Ted Woolsey Uncensored hack, which was... I don't remember what it was, who cares? I like, this is one of the handful of lines that I really love from the original version, despite how direct it is. And one of the main reasons is because there's a song by the band of Skylight Drive, a band I used to listen to back when I was like 15. Don't judge me. And they have a song that is a reference to this exact title. I'm not a thief, I'm a treasure hunter. Ha! Semantics. Lol, what? I might change that lol, but lol, what? There's a huge difference. One steals from people, and the other steals from random chests. You mean the same chests that were clearly invented by humans in order to hide said humans' goods? Goods would you then take? Right. Well, you sent for me, yeah? Something about a girl who needs help? Yes. A girl made a visit here today, riding a MagiTek unit against her will. You don't mean... The city's guards are pursuing her even as we speak. This city has the strength to stand up to the Empire, but won't yield their neutrality in fear of annihilation. Thus, even though they are opposed to the Empire, they simply won't join forces with the returners. I've tried to explain the situation to the townsfolk, but they are all far too blind with rage to heed my words. Our independence can only be assured if we ally ourselves with the returners. That girl was under the influence of the Empire. We mustn't let them get their hands on her. A considerable amount of that dialogue was original, and I shouldn't have to indicate which was and wasn't. Say no more. I've just got to swoop in and save her, right? Then we haul ass to Figaro. Absolutely. Make your way to the mines. I don't know how long she'll hold out. Speak with the king. I'm sure that he'll be of assistance. Just keep an eye on the girl. You know how our royal hound dog can be. That's one of the examples of the text box edits or errors I was telling you about. I'll fix those. Foreshadowed Edgar there. Now Locke says what I say basically every time that I get too many customers at any retail job I have. Great! So many of them. They're like the plague. Seriously, don't ever work retail. I don't genuinely believe in population control, you know, where the government just goes around and says, oh, we have too many people alive, let's just kill a bunch of people. They don't need to be here, they're a waste of space. But goddamn, minimum wage retail will make you feel that way, I swear to God. Moogles? Dude, am I really getting Moogles to assist me in battle? Yep. Yeah, Locke's very chillax about things with his dialogue. I don't want to take it too far because he has a past. Let's put it that way. It's really simple, but sure. You'll fight using 3 different groups. You can press the X button to switch between them, but don't bother because you only need one. It's actually the Y button, but I have my control switched. Don't ask. Don't bother because you only need one. Your job is to defeat the commander of the guards before his men reach Terra. Just sneak past all the others with Locke and kill the boss and be done with it. Easy. Yeah, that's me breaking the 4th wall. That's what, Monk does. And I can always tone that down as well. Oh, I think I gave this guy increased health. I better be careful. I think I boosted Locke's speed as well. Not that that really matters. Dude, if I lose, I'm gonna say, if I lose, I was gonna be so pissed. I was like, how embarrassing would that have been? It should be noted that, granted, there's not that many differences between this and vanilla version mechanically. They're virtually non-existent. If you want to play just regular vanilla, transferring this dialogue over would be a cakewalk. Thanks, Moogles. We owe you one. We should hang later, Mog. This was originally gonna be like, dude, you should come join our party later. But I thought that was too fourth wall breaking, and that's Mog's thing. My inspiration for Locke's dialogue is basically Hurley from Lost, basically. And if you've never seen Lost, Lost is a series about, you know, people who get stranded on an island. That's all I'm going to say about it. But there's a character named Hurley who is a pretty chill, regular, everyman kind of guy. But he has this habit of, despite not being able to break the fourth wall, says things that the viewer themselves are thinking. Like, oh, dude, no way. Or he'll bring up something from the past that's like, hey, remember when this was a thing? Shh, I didn't do squat. The Moogles were the ones whooping all the ass back there. And that's Locke. That's I don't think that that's out of place for Locke to say. And it's something that the viewers, the people who play the game themselves would be thinking. You notice I capitalized and put I promise. I'm going to be using the phrase I promise with Locke a considerable number of times. Because he uses it in the original version, just not as often as I would like to. The most memorable being when he saves Celeste at the end of the game. I did not change any of the dialogue here. That's all Ted Woolsey version, so I'm not even going to bother. Yada yada does a... Seriously, this is the best game of all time. Just saying. My opinion, of course. I have my doubts every now and then. I should have changed that to halt. Oh, this will be good. I did a lot of work in this area. A lot of work. I had a lot of fun, too, with the NPCs. Here, let me show you. See, I don't think I changed him, did I? No, I didn't. Yeah, no. When I change that, I'm definitely putting... Please don't. We're still busy cleaning up the last person who went down here. Gonna leave this alone. Come back when I have Terra. Basically what I do is... I take the dialogue that already exists, the Ted Woolsey Uncensored version, then I take the Brave New World hack equivalent, and if I like the Brave New World hack equivalent better, I replace it with that there. Then I see if I can try to beat that, and if I can, I replace that there. Go See the King is really dumb. I'm sorry. The King Awaits You is considerably better. This is a kingdom, after all. Like the Brave New World hack, I didn't change much of Edgar's dialogue. Because it's too classic. Surprise, someone like me knows a king? You know, being a treasure hunter and all. Mm-hmm. Well, see you folks later. I'll probably change that to a well, catch you on the flip side. Keep your spear in your pants, Edgar. Guess my... I forgot I put that. Guess my technique's a bit rusty. So much for being a machinist. Oh, that was good. I'm sorry. That wasn't bad at all. Take a look around. You can rest up, shop, or chat with our citizens. I think he says... Yeah, that's right. Apparently, the Empire has been using this high-powered weapon called MagiTek. I wonder how they created such a thing. Okay, I gotta look around, because I'm gonna talk to every single NPC here, because I changed a considerable amount of them. I'm not gonna buy too much. I really don't need to. Oh shit. Whatever. Just in case. Jesus Christ. Only $750. Can't believe Brave New World sells that bitch at like 5,000. Oh god. Okay, we're gonna start from here. Work our way that way. Okay. I left that one the same. Long ago, a force called magic existed. People who could wield it during that era were known as mystics. Did I change that one? Yeah, I did. I did call them mystics. See, I have to think about it. I believe I made that a Chrono Trigger reference. Many awful persecutions and crucifixions befell them as a result of having this magic, as humans had then used them as scapegoats. I basically just fleshed out what Strago would later say. Don't think I changed any of these guys over here. We make all kinds of weapons and items here, like potions, auto crossbows, bioblasters, etc. We then ship those items off to South Figaro via Chocobo to be sold, or to other soldiers of the kingdom who are traveling. I basically just established an economy or a trade with them, because it's reasonable to think that they trade regularly with the items they have here with South Figaro. So all I did was just make it a little more realistic. I gave some semblance of their economy. With inspiration from whatever the original text was. Now this NPC up here, I can't wait till I get to him. I don't think I changed these guys. Girls. Yeah, no I didn't. I'm gonna come back to Monica in a moment. Sure, he said when he got older. I love this one. In the original text, man, I completely redid this one. He originally just said something basic like, all 3 cities on the southern continent have been sieged by the Empire, and that was basically it. I transformed it to Zen, Albrook, Miranda. All 3 of the major cities on the southern continent have been seized by the Empire as of recently. Albrecht had been taken several years ago, and 2 years ago Zen and Miranda. The latter two had shared an alliance with the Empire for a time, but the Empire eventually takes and destroys everything anyway. Only a matter of time before they try to take this place too. Too bad for them, we've got King Edgar on our side. Yeah, I love that. I love everything I did here. Added dramatic pauses. I bothered to actually name the 3 cities that were sieged by the Empire. And I gave some background history on them. I actually did some research on the timeline on which these cities had been taken. Because they're like, oh, these cities have been taken recently. And you know they're recent because when you go to cities like Albrecht and I think Zen too. Yeah, Albrecht and Zen. I think Miranda too. Let me think about Miranda. Can't remember if Miranda does too. But at the very least, Zen and Albrecht both have very clear signs of war. You can see holes and from what I can assume can be, MagiTek. Excuse me, I'm stuttering here. MagiTek attacks and buildings crushed and all kinds of other crazy shit that was clearly the sign of a war. But you think that if the Empire has these vast resources and all this time and money, that they would have repaired the city, unless they sieged it recently. But how recently? I didn't make those timelines up. I actually looked this up. And I was like, let me give some background history, because there's a considerable amount of lore history that's either inferred or implied or has actually been discovered through, Ultimania type sources that I thought I could implicate into the regular game to sort of flesh out the world a little bit more. I'll talk to Monica in a second. First I want to go here. No, I already went here. I was going to go down here. There we go. This is the last place I need. Careful now, young missy. These thieves have been terrorizing Figaro relentlessly. Keep your distance. I don't think I changed much of this. Come on. This one, this isn't my line. I borrowed it, I think, from Brave New World, and I thought it was pretty good. That's all the dialogue I changed down there. Yeah. Okay. Let's go see Monica. Okay. I don't remember what she was called in the original version. Oh yeah, she was called Matron in the original version. Matron is not a name, for those who aren't aware. Matron is it? I don't know what it literally means, like in language. Could come from a language, but it means a mother-like figure who takes care of people. So if you've ever played FF8, there's a reason why they called her Matron, because she was the mother-like figure of an orphanage. In the Brave New World, no, not Brave New World, excuse me, in the Ted Woolsey Uncensored hack, they called her High Priestess, because that is also effectively what she is. And in the Brave New World hack, they called her Monica. They gave her an actual name to sort of make her seem like she's more than just an NPC. I just combined the two and put High Priestess Monica. Edgar has a twin brother. He was such a nice boy, always thinking of his family. I'm gonna have to change that youth. Probably change that to boy. Or just put no text at all. Nah, I'll put just youth. Because I need to indicate that it comes from Sabin, because with the way Edgar's face is turned, you could assume that Edgar was talking if it was just left vague. I changed basically none of this dialogue. I didn't need to. Excuse me for a moment, because this song is really awesome. I either added or borrowed. I often wonder what he's like now. I think I borrowed that from somewhere. I've looked after those boys for quite a long time. I bet he's become a fine young man. I added that myself, and you notice I added the pause for I've. The entire purpose of me putting this was to demonstrate that she had a close personal connection with Sabin and Edgar, and that it wasn't just a duty, that she had a passion for this, and she viewed herself as their own mother. I'll have to change his name to something else. Probably Mikhail. That's what Brave New World did. I may as well. I kind of like it. Or I could just make up whatever I want. Well, what do you think of my bachelor pad? Pretty sweet, right? Because that's what it is. It's clearly a bachelor pad. I mean, he's single. He has a bunch of women there. And he hits on them all. If that's not a bachelor pad, I don't know what it is. An official from the Empire has requested an audience of you. It's Kefka. I don't know why. I really can't put it into words. I've never liked probably Kefka. Of course it's Kefka. Phooey! Emperor Gustav's stupid orders! Edgar, you dolt! Why do you have to live in the middle of the goddamn desert? Ahem! There's sand on my boots! Fucking Kefka. Yes, sir. All set, sir. Okay. I gotta talk about this line right here. The original was just idiots, which is... I'm sorry, but you're the idiot if you think that line of dialogue is adequate. Brave New World put sniveling doormats, which I initially hated that. I was like, that's really weird. And then I thought about it and was like, that's actually in line with Kefka, because Kefka, as strange as that dialogue sounds, sniveling doormats, like would you call anybody a sniveling doormat? It fits because Kefka walks all over people. He walks all over people because he believes that their life has no meaning, because there is no meaning to life. All I did was take that and add, ha ha ha, you sniveling doormats, how pathetic. I just added a few more details, nothing special. I just made him seem a little bit more psychotic. I like the troopers I did here. Hey now, I thought Figaro and the Empire were cool. Why the sudden intrusion? Allies? With this sorry excuse for a kingdom? I never knew you did stand-up comedy, Edgar. You've been busy down south, looking for more cities to destroy? None your business, Mr. King! He's an idiot, that's why he talks like that. What brings Kefka, loyal servant of Emperor Gestal, to my humble abode? This wouldn't have anything to do with this witch everyone's been whispering about, would it? About that. I borrowed this from Brave New World because it was the shit. I just added, don't you think so? Because Locke likes to use a lot of those, you know, those types of words. Why not? I'm gonna have to edit that too. Take her to her room. We'll see. It's tough being a king sometimes. Aye, aye, aye. Some lighthearted nature from Edgar. Edgar's an introvert. He's actually considerably deep when you think about it, but he puts on this front of being this nonsensical ladies' man type of person. No, I will beat you, Locke. I will. I failed. Sorry for dragging you through all this crazy stuff without so much as an introduction. My name's... I basically just modified the Brave New World version a little bit. Because I like how BTB was the only person to put in, you know, hey, sorry for dragging you through all this and not even so much as giving my name. That's kind of an important thing to tell somebody before you go on to tell them who you are and what you're doing. I just added Arvis. I mean, his name is Arvis, goddammit. The more you say somebody's name, the more attached you will get to them. Fact. If you just call someone old man, it's not gonna work the same. Not anymore, you ain't. Things are different now. You're different now. I actually borrowed that from Final Fantasy VII with the gondola scene with Aerith. I just thought it would fit here, because things are different now, and she is literally a different person now compared to what she was during the mind control. Now that I think about it, I don't know if ain't was a good idea to put here. I kind of like it. Nah, I kind of like it. I might modify that a bit. I don't think I changed it. Yeah, no, I didn't. So the brave and noble king flees, leaving his people behind. How utterly delightful. I probably should have put a pause on there, the way B&W did it. No one can touch the people of Figaro, and no one can touch this piece of dialogue. I've never seen a version actually change that piece. It's just, no one can touch the people of Figaro. Very basic, very plain, but it doesn't need to be any other way. I don't like that. Go, kill them! You know what I mean? My overall goal, to sum it up, is to basically make Kefka a little more in line with his... Ooh. A little more in line with his Dissidia counterpart, with his aloof, joking type nature, but I still want to keep that nihilistic side of him, because here's my issue. Vanilla 6 does not have enough goofy Joker-like Kefka. And Dissidia does not have enough "don't mess with me" type Kefka. You know that one movie does, that Havoc Wing move? That is very in line with Kefka. There's not enough of that nihilistic, I will destroy everything, life is meaningless Kefka, in my opinion, for Dissidia. So in my personal opinion, the most ideal Kefka is a perfect balance between those two, and the balance starts to shift and shift further towards the psychotic side as you go further into the game. As he starts, starts more and more realizing how fucking pathetic life is. Okay. Having a stroke there, Edgar? Yeah, this kid's got skill. I might change that to something else, but I'm sorry, this kid's loaded for bear. That literally does not mean anything. I've never heard anyone say, "Oh, you're loaded for bear," as a expression to mean you are skilled. I've never heard that anywhere in life before. It's a Woolseyism, and not a Woolseyism worth keeping. It's not "you spoony bard." It's not "son of a submariner." It's not iconic enough to be worth keeping. In other words, something has to be, you know that expression, "it's so bad it's good"? Let me give you an example on tiers. There's good, there's okay, then there's bad, and then there's so bad it's good. It has to fall lower enough on that tier list to be considered so bad it's good. This kid's loaded for bear is not bad enough. It's just bad. It's not bad. You know what I'm saying? It's not so out of place that it's iconic. It's just bad. I didn't edit too much of this text because it was a pain in the ass. Hey, stop swooning! Please don't kill me. So, whether or not it's Terra saying stop swooning or the MagiTek units doing so, because there's people in there, is heavily debated. There's no clear-cut answer. You could look at it as Terra's going, "Hey guys, what are you doing? We're fighting. Get back to the battle." Or you could look at it as the MagiTek units going, really? Are you not taking us seriously? Right here. Please finish them. Oh, I did change that, didn't I? You'll pay for this, you spoony king. This was lime. I stole this from B&W. No shame. Yeah, I'll probably change that to, like, "the world's done for," so you know what I mean? Probably change that a little bit. Then I think we need to consult with Bannon. He will help you find the truth. Okay, to the south there's a cave that leads to South Figaro. From there we can stock up and make our way to Bannon through Mount Colts. Yeah, I know there's a text box error, but I thought I'd give the game plan out a little more fleshing, whatever. Okay. Oh, that's right. There are tents in this version. Just making sure everybody's cool. Yeah. King Edgar, what is our current status? Operation Submerge is a go. You'll be able to gain entry into the castle soon, so start heading back there at once, but maintain caution. Pretty soon the Empire will sweep the area, so avoid any encounters. Yes, Your Majesty, take care. Because obviously he would need to get back into the castle, so I like to think that after some time they'll re-emerge. Even if just temporary to get, you know... Just die, y'all. See, this is... Yeah, they really should have the field music here. That'd be really nice. I think... I don't think Ravenwall does that. BTB, if by some impossibly impossible miracle you're watching this, please do field music more often. This place would be perfect, because I absolutely adore this song. Especially ever since I watched the cutscene in Duodecim with Terra and Vaughn. Possibly my favorite cave music, although FF5 is definitely up there. This song reminds me of being in this cave, basically. It's really, really dark and there's torches everywhere, and I'm just sitting in this jar. This giant hot jar with hot boiling water, and I'm just relaxing. That's what this reminds me of. Yeah, I know I'm weird. I'll beat you, Shadow. I'll beat you. Ah, damn it. Okay, well, we have stuff to do anyway. You'll find lots of excellent weapons, armor, and relics in our shops. What are relics, you ask? They allow you to equip certain attributes, like immunity to poison, the ability to cover your allies, etc. Talk to the salesman, you'll get a better picture. Relics might save your life one day. Cough, cough. Malulu charm. Cough, cough. Alternate naming for the Moogle charm, which... yeah. You may see some weird things. Yeah. Sprint shoes are utterly worthless in this game. Yeah. You can, in the editor I'm using, you can literally edit the items in the shops. Some of these were put here just to test, just test runs. Some of these, like this one, I put here intentionally just so I can, not go through the headache of dealing with a million encounters when I'm just trying to show you the dialogue. Yes, the Molulu charm can be equipped by anybody, by the way. In this version. I'm not going to use it for now. In the editor I have, you can also edit the abilities they give you, like stat ups from relics. Just play Brave New World. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to talk to every NPC here because I haven't edited all of them, obviously. I should change his to like, why are you in bed with me? No, but that wouldn't work if you talked to him on the side. Duncan made his son Vargas practice a strict martial arts lifestyle. Vargas wasn't too happy about that. Eventually came to resent him for it. Sounds sketchy to me. We should beat it. Cider was also changed to rum. Just thought I'd mention that. Yes, I know most of where all these items are here. I know that's not really impressive. Get out of my way. It's like, oh, you and everybody else, Ted. There's one over there, too. I'm not going to bother to grab. Don't really need any weapons. This game is too easy, even without them. Not going to bother with her. I added this to foreshadow, basically. Two Fs, Ted. Two Fs. I made his dialogue pretty interesting later on. Okay, we really don't need much of anything else. Let me just be sure. Yeah, we can go. There's no issues. If the encounter rate starts pissing me off, I'll just equip the Molulu charm and be done with it. I don't really need to check anything else out here, so let's roll. What's that smell? The Brave New World version lock would go, oh, sorry. And Edgar's like, Oh, not you. I may add that because I kind of like it. People have had some opinions about it. I altered this one to my own version. But here you go. There are flowers here. Spotlessly clean dishes. Herbal green tea? Nah, there's no way Sapin could be living here. Because these are very unsabin-like things. At least the way Sapin was depicted before his monk training, you know what I mean? You wouldn't expect a reckless, impulsive, bodybuilding type dude to be good on tidiness, to have flowers around, to drink herbal green tea. I'm sorry, but I mean, I drink herbal green tea, but herbal green tea is such a hipster, hippie type stereotype. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was kind of funny. That he's like, nah, there's no way. There's no way Sabin does any of this. Yeah, I obviously don't know how to balance with shit. Something I don't know. Oh, I gotta be careful here. This was my training ground. This was my test grounds for trying to balance the game. And, yeah, I made some of the enemies pretty ruthless at times. The Trilliums especially, oh my god. Trilliums. They have a lot of health. I boosted their speed, although that probably doesn't do shit. And they hit for decent damage. Shit, this is actually really bad. Yeah. This enemy information in particular is a pain in the ass. Not dying here. That's what I thought, motherfucker. I didn't buy any Phoenix Downs, did I? That's okay. Oh, man. Just die. Thank you. Nope, that's alright. Not that I need them. Uh-oh. That's not good. Although I can probably still beat Vargas without him. Oh yeah, I lowered the fuck out of Edgar's speed if you can't tell. Because I'm sorry, Edgar's too OP. He's too OP. He should not be able to have that much power and be able to attack that frequently. It does not make any fucking sense. Whereas BTB's way of getting around that was, you know, a million times better. But why should Edgar be fast? His tools must be fucking heavy. Yeah, I see no reason why I can't beat him without lock. Hooah! I am the Blizzard Fist Master Vargas. I am the ultimate fighter and your worst nightmare. You were tailing us earlier, weren't you? Come again? If I were to sneak up on peons like you, you'd never even notice. This is actually not good. I should probably heal with Terra every turn. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Because not only do I not have lock, but I lowered Edgar's speed considerably. I think I lowered Terra's defense considerably at one point or another. So I'm just in between a rock and a hard place right now. Yeah, if you want to skip until I beat Vargas, by all means, go ahead. Alright, this should be easy enough. This battle is so painfully dull and predictable. I basically can't lose if I keep doing the same things I'm doing every turn. What makes this worse is that the only person who's putting out damage consistently is slow as fuck! I didn't change too much of this dialogue. Here's what I want to know. Vargas supposedly killed Duncan, and yet Duncan shows up alive in the world of ruin and is like, I'm alive. But why did Vargas genuinely believe he killed his father if he never died? Did Duncan, like, fake his death in a way that made Vargas think he succeeded? I can understand his intentions. I understand why he would fake his death, to basically test them. But I'm eventually going to change that with what Brave New World put in, which was, I will show you that I am far more than mere potential. That whatever it's your funeral is supposed to be on a different text box, obviously. And I borrowed that one as well. The 5-point exploding heart technique. Brother? First I thought he was one of Vargas's bears. Yeah, I like this way better than some bodybuilding whatever who's straight away from his gym. First off, that's way out of Terra's character. It should be that You know what I mean? That's something. That's an opinion I would give to someone. But I have an excuse. I'm an extrovert and I like to rag on people. Tara is not. That's not Tara. This makes a little bit more sense. We're finally sneaking out from the shadows to make our move, right? You haven't forgotten who your friends are, right? Think a bear like me could help you in your fight? I've even got the claws to make myself look the part. Literally. And that's in Sabin's character, too, to make a comment like that. Oh, poor Locke. Alright, after the Bannon sequence, I'm going to take a break on this one and do part 2. Like I said before, I did the Locke scenario, I did the Tara, Bannon, and Edgar scenario, although there wasn't much work to do on that one. And I did all the way up till basically the end of Doma, but that one's got some errors that I gotta fix up. So I feel kind of hesitant about putting that one on camera, but I guess I'll go ahead and do it anyway. For some reason, I have this thing where older, wiser, realistic type characters I seem to be able to do strangely well. Because I really like what I did with Arvis, and I really like what I did with Bannon. Is this the young woman who is fabled to have spoken with an Esper? Carrier pigeons brought word that she incinerated 50 of the Empire's best soldiers in mere seconds. For heaven's sake, Bannon, don't be so cruel. Show a little tact, will ya? I apologize, but as a realist, I can be rather direct. As such, I believe that it is pointless to blind our eyes to the truth, for we may stumble if we cannot see. Perhaps you've heard this story. Once, when people were pure and innocent, there was a box they were told never to open. But one man went and opened it anyway. He unleashed all the evils of the world: envy, greed, pride, wrath, sloth, gluttony. Eventually I'm going to do a double pause like BNW did and put lust, because it's kind of creepy. A gift, not a curse. Forgive my candor. I'm so very tired with trying to manage everything here on so little sleep. Please, let me rest for a while, and we'll talk in due time. Yeah, text box error, and I stole this one. You remind me a lot of Master Duncan. Because they have the same sprite. Someone important to me was killed by the Empire. I've hated them ever since. I was okay. Now, this is the closest thing I've ever gotten to fan fiction. Lore Runner, also known as Arshangaya, has once discussed an idea of how he believes Locke and Edgar may have met, and I really liked that story, and I believe that they may have been the case as well. I was depressed for a while, and I'm basing this off of, because, let me take a step back. I relate to Locke on a personal level, which is one of the reasons why he's my favorite character in the game, and the entire Rachel situation hit me to the point where the first time I had ever played the game, it brought me to tears. Yeah. And it pains me to do that, the Rachel sequence. I really shouldn't have to go into detail. In other words, I thought about what I would do if I lost my significant other in any way at all. And this is what I would do, and Locke and I are a lot alike, so I don't think it's too out of the realm of possibility to believe that he would do something like this. I was depressed for a while. I nearly drank myself to death on more than one occasion. All I did was lash out at everyone. I was a danger to myself and others. King Edgar eventually found me and sobered me up, and that's how I got involved with Returners. At this rate, the Empire will keep making more and more people like me, and that's why I decided to fight against them. Yeah, error here. I don't have anyone who is important to me. Nah, that's not true at all. I'm sure there are people who feel you're important to them, and they're counting on you, Tara. Basically, the reason why those errors happen is because you can actually see a preview of the text box and how it will view in the game. And yeah, it looked fine in the editor, but I guess it didn't look fine here. Oh, it just occurred to me that I have a save file with the scenarios, so I should be able to skip the Ultros thingy. Really don't want to do that, because I'm obviously very underleveled. Very, very, very underleveled. I didn't buy anything, didn't mess with anything. I'm playing like a noob, basically. I didn't change any of that. I'm sorry, BTB. I don't like that. Ew, that's just nasty. Come on, it's... I like the original version. It didn't have to be messed with. I didn't change that either. I obviously had to talk to him. This is a really good sequence in the game, just saying. Don't even know why I'm bothering to do this. Gets out of habit. Bum 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 bum. Yeah, that wasn't supposed to happen. Pretend precisely it didn't happen. Coding this, I mean, editing the dialogue is a lot more difficult than you would think. It's not as simple as you might think. Editing and coding and all that other technical shit's not my expertise. A rumor had surfaced recently that the Empire had put immense political pressure on scholars around the globe. kidnapping them, bribing them, extorting them, all sorts of nasty things in order to influence them to shift their studies towards Esper research. All the fuss happening in Narsh right now is over in Esper too. My grandma used to tell me bedtime stories about magical machines. You telling me that that's for real? If we resort to fighting... See, I hated the original one. It's like, no, that's how the War of the Magi was said to have started. I changed it to, if we resort to fighting fire with fire, we'll surely end up with another War of the Magi on our hands. What's the game plan then? Let's pay a visit to Narsh and see if we can't have ourselves a chat with that Esper. Oh, I love this one right here. That could get messy. Assuming that we can make it safely back to Narsh, there's no telling what might happen. If we're really waking that thing up, we'll be doing just as you said, and we'll be opening that rather scary box. I'll word it a little better next time, but I wanted to... It should be painfully obvious, but for those of you who didn't realize the connection, let me spell it out for you. There's a reason why Bannon brought up Pandora's box, and it wasn't just because of Terra. It was also because of the Esper. Bannon himself is deciding to open up Pandora's box right now. And I didn't want to say Pandora's because, yeah. I'm probably gonna change that to Lethe River for, you know, obvious mythological reasons. It's probably what the original translation was, Lethe River. Did I really put we've no time to dilly-dally? Really? Alright, saving here. Yes, okay, yeah. These scenarios. I'm going to do the next video in a little bit after I take a short break. And wrap up the last of my dialogue changes. Stay tuned for part 2.